The given question is solve the simultaneous equations x square plus y square equals to 13 and x is equals to y minus 5. I'm going to take these two equations, number 1 and number 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite the second equation subject to x or subject to y. If you look at the second equation, already the equation is subject to x. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to substitute, put equation number 2 in 1. So what happens? So what is the equation number 1? So take and write. So x square plus y square equals to 30. And since we said that we substitute equation number 2 in 1, and what is that equation number 2? Y is equals to, x is equals to y minus 5. So in place of x, I'm going to substitute y minus 5. So write y minus 5 in place of x and the whole square plus y square equals to what you have in the right side, which is 13. That is to be written. Now we have the equation in y. Before, the equation given in x and y. Now we have an equation involving with only one variable, which is y minus 5 the whole square plus y square equals to 13. Now I'm going to expand y minus 5 the whole square. So if you expand this using a minus b the whole square form, see, look, it looks a minus b whole square. So let me use the formula of a minus b the whole square. So the expansion of a minus b the whole square is a minus b the whole square equals to a square plus b square minus 2ab. So I'm going to apply that formula over here. So y minus 5 the whole square is equals to, if I apply a minus b whole square over here, so this will be expanded as y square plus 5 square minus 2 into y into 5 plus y square equals to 13. And now simplify the step. So we have y square, so 2y square, so 2y square plus, and this 5 square becomes 25 minus, and this becomes 2y into 5, so which is 10y equals to 30. Now what we are going to do is, so bring that 13 also to the left side. So what happens, we supposed to write the equation in a standard form. So, and this is a quadratic equation, and if you want to solve a quadratic, and the quadratic equation should be written in the form of standard first. So 2y square and minus 10y, and if I bring 13 this side and 25 minus 13, they are to be subtracted to get plus 12 equals to 0. Now I'm looking at a quadratic equation, 2y square minus 10y plus 12 equals to 0. So I'm looking at 2 is common in all the terms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 out from all the terms, so that what would be in the inside the bracket will be y square minus 5y plus 6 equals to 0. Now if I take that to that side, so what will happen? So y square minus 5y plus 6 equals to 0 by 2, which is 0. Now we've got an equation which is in the standard form. Now we've got a quadratic equation which is in the standard form. So now we're going to solve for y. So to solve this equation, and we have a method called splitting the middle term method, or we say that factorization method. So according to that method, taking the constant. So first, let me check if there is any coefficient of y square. So the coefficient of y square is nothing given here, so consider to be 1. I'm going to multiply that 1 with this 6. So I've got 1 into 6 is 6. So I'm going to find out the factors for 6. So so there will be two pairs of factors. So 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. So I'm going to add and see. If I'm going, since why am I add and see? Why we should add and see that? Because the sign I'm saying for that 6 is positive. So positive representing adding. So I add and see. So 1 plus 6, 7, 2 plus 3, which is 5. So obviously, so we are getting, so 2 and 3 is the right pair. Why? Because so while we multiply them, we get 6, and while we add them, we get 5, which is in the middle term. Now what do we do? So we write y square as such. In place of that minus y, we take so uh, so minus 2y and minus 3y plus 6 equal to 0. And now what is the next step to be done? The next step will be, so since we have 4 terms, combine first 2 terms and combine last 2 terms. So find the common factor from the first 2 term, which is y. What will be inside will be y minus 2. And from the last 2 terms, what would be the common, which will be minus 3. So what should be inside the bracket, which will be y minus 2. And if I'm verifying, see that 3 into minus 3 into y, yes, I'm getting minus 3y. Minus 3 into minus 2, yes, I'm getting plus 6. So now we've got 2 terms in which that bracket y minus 2 being the common factor in these 2 terms. So take that out. So in another bracket, so y minus 3 would be there. So we're supposed to put equal to 0 in all the steps. So I'm putting equal to 0. Now we've got 2 factors which are equal to 0. So now we say that either this being 0 or this being 0. If I'm saying this factor being 0, 0 into anything is 0. If I'm saying this factor is being 0, this factor into 0, equal to 0. So we can say y minus 2 equal to 0 or y minus 3 equal to 0. So y equals to 2, then or y is equals to 3. Now we found out what is y. So there are two y's. Now we're supposed to find out what is x. To find out x and look at the equation number 2. So which says that so x equals to y minus 5. So when y is equals to 2, x will be so 2 minus 5, which is equals to minus 3. When y is equals to 3 and x is equals to 3 minus 5, which is equals to minus 2. So the final answer would be, so there will be two solutions for this simultaneous equations, which are x is equals to, when x is equals to minus 3, y is equals to 2. When x is equals to minus 2, then y is equals to plus 3. That's it. End of the question.